John Teichert, he's a former fighter pilot and Pentagon official. General, good to see you. Thanks for coming on. Do you think this ceasefire holds, and do both sides have an incentive for it to hold?
Bill, clearly there was righteous anger by the president walking out to Marine Corps One as he left about any possible violations of the ceasefire. I think he sees, like we all should see, that in the last 2 weeks, Israel has set back Iran in multiple ways, and it is in their best interest and American best interest to allow this ceasefire to hold. And especially when you consider the Iranian incentives here, that with Israel having air superiority or the ability to strike any target at any time, that they do not have any reason for this war to continue. And so all incentives would suggest that Iran will not violate this ceasefire. Israel, with a strong admonition from the president, must not as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it really seems like Iran would want to be looking for an off-ramp here. Case in point, when they attacked our base in Qatar yesterday, they apparently gave the U.S. a heads up beforehand. What does it say to you when your enemy tells you, hey, we're going to attack you and here's where it's going to happen?
Bill, yesterday at Al Udeid was clearly an off-ramp for the Iranians, that they did give us that intelligence heads up ahead of time, that planes and assets had already been dispersed and were heavily defended. And frankly, they attacked the most defended location in the middle of the Arabian Gulf, which tells me they were doing something to save face and very quickly accepted that off-ramp to the ceasefire last night.
Yeah, they probably knew all those missiles were going to be intercepted or shot down. So we saw President Trump angry and frustrated this morning. After he made those comments, after he dropped the F-bomb, he apparently had a call with Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel. And Netanyahu's office released a statement after that phone call. If we can read part of that, it says, quote, following President Trump's conversation with Prime Minister Netanyahu, Israel refrained from further attacks. In the conversation, President Trump expressed his immense appreciation for Israel, which achieved all of its war goals. The president also expressed his confidence in the stability of the ceasefire. So, General, President Trump is clearly trying to walk a tightrope here. He really wants this ceasefire to hold. And it sounds like he made a personal phone call to Bibi Netanyahu when he heard Israeli planes were in the air and said, cut it out. We got to get this to calm down.
Bill, very clearly Israel had target sets they would like to continue to attack, but based on the advantages they have gained in the last 2 weeks that will allow this ceasefire to benefit Israel in the long run in the United States, I think that strongly worded statement by the president and then ultimately his conversation with the prime minister gave Israel all the incentive in the world to stop and abide by the ceasefire.
Got about a minute left. Your final thoughts.
Deterrence, that word that we throw around a lot, Bill, comes down to strength of capability and will. The United States has had strength of capability for years now, if not decades, but we've lacked the demonstration of strength of will until these last few weeks, and the last 4 years have been disastrous. But like Secretary Rubio said 2 days ago, American deterrence is backed up by the United States military, and certainly that is a strong position for the United States going forward.